Iniesta winning the World Cup for Spain in extra time, Aguero's iconic last-second goal to seal the Premier League, Sir Alex Ferguson's last hurrah, Gerrard's slip to hand the title to Man City, Germany humiliating Brazil in their own backyard, Leicester City's fairytale Premier League winning run, Neymar blowing up the transfer market, Real Madrid winning 3 consecutive Champions League titles, and Liverpool refusing to give up against Barcelona. This decade has given us everything we could ask for as football fans. To cap off the year and the decade, we've come up with a lineup of the best players who have ever graced the game for the past 10 years. Before that, if you're a football fan and love watching football related content, subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to never miss any of our videos. Goalkeeper. Gianluigi Buffon was consistently good throughout the decade at Juventus. David De Gea has been the best player at Manchester United for the past 8 years, but Manuel Neuer tops them as the goalkeeper of the decade. The German helped redefine the role, ushering in the era of the sweeper-keeper. By essentially becoming an extra outfield player in defense thanks to his intuitive reading of the play, excellent ball control and wide range of passing. After helping Bayern pull off a historic treble triumph in 2013, Neuer even made the Ballon d'Or podium the following year, thanks to the part he played in his nation's World Cup success in Brazil. Left centre-back. Jerome Boateng for Bayern Munich and Germany was a crucial and consistent figure throughout the decade. Giorgio Chiellini was and still is the defensive gladiator for Juventus, but there's no disputing that Sergio Ramos was the best left-sided centre-back of the decade. His status as one of the game's greatest defenders is beyond dispute. Ramos has proven himself not only a great goalscorer but man for the big occasion. Having netted twice in the Champions League finals, he has won 4 European Cups with Real in this decade, while he also helped Spain win the World Cup in 2010 and the Euro 2012, only further strengthening his case for the inclusion in our All-Star selection. Right centre-back. Vincent Kompany was one of the greatest defenders Premier League has ever seen, and also had the performances and trophies to earn a nomination. Rafael Varane, with natural pace and an incredible physique, has been consistent since 2014 for Real Madrid and France. But we've gone with the Spanish centre-back pairing of Ramos and Gerrard Piqué. Piqué has been at Barcelona the entire decade. He began the decade with the 2010 World Cup and also added the 2012 Euro, winning 22 trophies in total, including 7 league titles and 2 Champions Leagues with Barcelona. The Spaniard faced a decent competition for a spot from Varane and Chiellini, but his overall trophy cabinet and consistency throughout the decade on a club and international level gave him an edge over both. Left back. Jordi Alba was consistently solid and one of the best attacking fullbacks playing for Spain and Barcelona. David Alaba has had over 350 appearances for Bayern Munich, winning 17 titles during the period, but no one could top Marcelo as the best left back of the decade. There's no denying that Marcelo was the best left back in the world between 2014 and 2018. Marcelo may have not drawn as many plaudits as the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo, Sergio Ramos, or even Luka Modric during the Blancos' run of 4 Champions League victories in 5 years, but he was no less important. The 31-year-old was not only defensively solid, he was an excellent and reliable attacking outlet down the left flank. Right back. Dani Carvajal at Real Madrid was irreplaceable in the 4 Champions League winning campaigns. Philipp Lahm was the veteran captaining 2013's treble-winning Bayern and 2014's World Cup winning Germany. But our pick has to be Dani Alves. Dani Alves has been one of the greatest fullbacks the game has ever seen, and he has the medals to prove it. A tenacious right back with the technique of a world-class winger, in this decade alone, he's won league titles in Spain, Italy and France, as well as 2 Champions League titles with Barcelona. Defensive midfielder. Sergio Busquets has literally redefined the role of a deep-lying playmaker for Barcelona, and has played over a decade for them, winning unparalleled titles in this period. Casemiro was an unknown prospect when he arrived at Real Madrid, but provided much-needed balance to the Galactico squad of Real Madrid, which went on to win a hat-trick of Champions League titles with him as an anchor in midfield. But our pick, N'Golo Kanté. Even though Busquets and Casemiro were part of much better squads and won more trophies than the Frenchman, Kanté revolutionized the role of a defensive midfielder in this decade. His career trajectory skyrocketed after his 2015 debut with Leicester, and his performances were highly crucial in title victories for Leicester, Chelsea and France respectively. He became the first player to achieve the distinction of winning successive Premier League titles, but with 2 different clubs, and also won the PFA Player of the Year in the process. Left centre midfielder. Mesut Ozil's quality has hugely dipped in the past couple of years, but the fact that he managed to give over 200 assists this decade cannot be ignored. David Silva, since his arrival at Manchester City from Valencia in 2010, has been bewitching opponents with his silky touch, clever movement, and excellent passing. But this spot goes to one of the best midfielders and even players the world has ever seen, Andres Iniesta. The Spaniard was brilliant at both international level and club level. After all, he was arguably Spain's best player in the World Cup and even scored the winning goal in the final. He won a staggering 6 La Liga trophies, 2 Champions League titles, a World Cup, and a European Championship. If it wasn't for Ronaldo and Messi, he would have also had a Ballon d'Or, maybe multiple, to show for his achievements. Right centre midfielder. Toni Kroos is one of the most successful players in today's game, and yet remains one of its most underrated. Kevin De Bruyne started out slow, but now has blossomed into the game's best midfielder. But our pick is the only Ballon d'Or winner this decade whose name is not Cristiano Ronaldo or Lionel Messi, Luka Modric. Modric is a player with brilliant passing and extremely high work rate. He was an integral part of the Real Madrid squad which won 4 Champions League titles. It was a hard choice between 2 Madrid midfielders, but the individual achievements of the Ballon d'Or and World Cup Golden Ball edges the Croatian ahead of his German teammate. Left winger. Eden Hazard was one of the Premier League's best players over the past decade. When fit, Neymar is unplayable and easily one of top 3 players in the world. But Cristiano Ronaldo is our left winger. Indeed, one could argue that the game has never seen a more impressive athlete, perfect mix of technique and physique who reigns supreme in the air, and appears to be as powerful shooting off his supposedly weaker left foot as his right. His brilliance is illustrated in the Champions League, a tournament he effectively made his own, by firing Real Madrid to 4 titles in 5 years and becoming the competition's top scorer in the process. In addition, Ronaldo has also tasted glory at the international level by leading Portugal to a Euro Championship in 2016. Right winger. Arjen Robben spent the whole decade with Bayern Munich and won 19 titles. Gareth Bale was an integral part of Real Madrid, which won 4 Champions League titles. But our pick is none other than the diminutive Argentinian, Lionel Messi. The Argentine does things with the football that seem to defy the laws of physics. While his stats have altered our reality, changed our perception of what was previously possible. In this decade alone, Messi has been directly involved in 779 goals in all competitions for club and for country, having scored 563 and created 216, which is more than any other player. It has been a period of unprecedented sustained excellence, which has caused us to question footballing reality. Messi is in fact human, but his ridiculous numbers prove that he's not only the best player of the decade, arguably the greatest of all time. Striker. Karim Benzema was criminally underrated by many due to the role he played at Real Madrid. Stats prove that he was the best player in La Liga behind Messi and Ronaldo this decade. Luis Suarez, world class with Liverpool and legendary with Barcelona. What else can one say about him? Around 300 goals this decade speak for themselves. But our pick is Robert Lewandowski. Only Leo Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo have scored more club goals than the Polish striker during the current decade. Lewandowski helped Borussia Dortmund win back-to-back Bundesliga titles in 2011 and 2012, and reached the Champions League final of 2013, with his 4-goal salvo in the semi-final first-leg clash with Real Madrid. He won 5 more Bundesliga titles for the Bavarian club and arguably developed into the most complete number 9 of this decade. Hey guys, thank you for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, leave a like on the video and subscribe to our channel. Also leave your thoughts below in the comment section.